Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Hello everyone, and welcome to another case on the Diddy files. I'm going to just pop across the pond and I'm going to read about the York family, from the British royal family, Randy Andy, Sarah Ferguson and the York sisters. Now, just going through it very, very quickly, getting energies on these cards. It's going to be an interesting read because we're doing predictions. Because at the end of the day, we know the story of his BFF that had that island, the horrible monster that's not on this plane anymore. So he didn't get into any trouble over that, as far as I'm concerned. So what, he lost a couple of things, he lost a couple of titles, big deal. I mean, he's still living there, he's still under the royal bubble. So, they protect their own at the end of the day. So what's the point of going down that track? But I would like to know if this, if there's more association, not so much for Randy Andy, so to speak, but Sarah and the girls. Now, it was interesting because I did actually go through to try and find if there was any pictures with Beatrice, and I couldn't find any. So I'm thinking, maybe she got smart. Maybe it was just her and Eugenie. But at the end of the day, cards, I'm just doing a prediction of the York family. By all means, include Andrew. But at the end of the day, we're probably looking more into the whole family, especially Sarah and Eugenie, who is also, or was, Michael's BFF, and how she ended up in there, allegedly. All right. So, all for the money. Of course it is. Mosquito Airborne. Classified knowledge. There you go. Taken by foot. Dear. And a sinking ship. It is. The York family is absolutely a sinking ship. 100%. Cards couldn't be any clearer here. The closer that William gets to the throne, the further down the line they're going to be virtually non-existent. And I'm sorry to anyone who actually does follow the Yorks, but he's never been a favourite of mine. I have seen looks that the York sisters have given over the course of time with Princess Catherine. They're not my favourite. They never have been, allegedly, but it is in my own opinion as well. Taken by force is very scary. I can't help but go back to Beatrice's 18th birthday party with the amount of people that were there. I mean, you had, the two monsters' names with their surnames ending in Stein, S-T-E-I or I-E-N, Stein, right? They were both there. So was the woman that's actually, indicted now, locked away. Wow. There has been many pictures around, and many blinds. I think Blind has even done a complete royal family disclosure, and there was a lot about what was happening, especially with the girls. So, Eve, to put it mildly. Please, if you comment, use a lot of hashtags or whatever, because this is a touchy subject, and YouTube will definitely block you, and I won't get to see that. So yeah, I appreciate all your comments, but lots of hashtags and other things if you or have another word. Okay, classified knowledge. Yep. Mosquito Airborne, and all for the money. All for the money is self-explanatory. What can I say? And of course, it's classified knowledge. All his files, we know his files are locked away until 2065 anyway. So why would their files not be locked away? It is classified knowledge. We're going to go a little bit further, obviously, into the reading, but
obviously us commoners are on a need-to-know basis, and we're talking about the association with PD, of course, not the other one, or the other two monsters, but just PD this time. A mosquito airborne, well, like father, what can I say? Two peas in the pod. I do think that Fergie and Andrew were absolutely suited for each other. Yeah, it's just, what's in the air. Bitten by the bug, you could even say. Yeah, buzzing around, literally, but mosquitoes, not bees, right? Offering donation. Well, there you go. Doesn't surprise me at all. Surprise attack. Nope, no surprise there. And distraction, illusion. Yeah, of course. Well, the royal family, God love them, but they are very, very good at changing the narrative to suit them if they need to. I do believe that despite the fact of the persona that the York family is bringing out, and at the end of the day, he's still the Queen's son, and that she never declined that. She never declined that, and her way of having him escort her a couple of years before she passed, well, what can I say? That's just a Queen saying, well, he is my son after all. And I think any parent would say the same thing. It won't matter what they do, Sadly, that is what the story is, especially, when there's something that's they've been taken by surprise, literally, and they've been forced to sort of basically change the narrative, right? The surprise attack, like I said, no surprise at all when it comes to classified. I think the surprise is probably Andrew's information came out a lot more heavier because it was the royal family. Like I said, God love them, but they do have their heads in the sand a lot when it comes to never complain, never explain kind of thing, and they just don't comment on a lot of things. But at the time that was disclosed, of course, it was feral all over the internet, and their eyes actually were woken, literally. I mean, you can just see the way this guy's eyes are bad English there. Yeah, the firm's going, oh, look at this, this is all over social media. And of course, at the time, it was mainstream media as well. So, I think it was a surprise attack for the palace because you can see, castles in the background here. But again, it was classified information that was, well, allegedly leaked out. Well, here's the one that put his head round the corner and said goodbye to some really young girl. And Fergie didn't hesitate to have pictures of a Eugenie that wasn't smiling at all on a yacht with PD. So, amongst other photos that, yes, they're out there. So, what you going to say? They're not discreet. I think they think that because they're in the royal bubble, they can't be touched, and it's some sort of sense of false security there, which we are also seeing with the gruesome twosome. It's also quite annoying that they seem to be cashing in on anything that Prince Andrew was mentioned in one of their interviews, there's all one of their puff pieces that they're overjoyed that, that's just changing. Again, that's just changing. It's a distraction from what those two have been involved with PD. And offering donation, well, yeah, I mean, I don't hesitate at all to think that Diddy didn't offer something because he really did want to literally snag a royal. He was infatuated with the British royal family. He tried, I think, the gingerhead one was probably too easy, allegedly entertainment purposes only. William was an absolute no. He wasn't going anywhere near it. So, of course, what happens? Along comes Fergie and, one of her daughters. To be fair, I haven't seen any photos of Andrew in the same party as PD together, but it does appear to be, well, how can I say, people were dressed in white around him, and in another certain party that his eyes were basically like that. So yeah. Duties kept quiet. Rocket, SpaceX, and disaster wreckage. Well, yeah. Yeah, there was a joke that we used to have when people would come out like Randy Andy, and we used to call him that in Australia. I think that's dropped off because it's just wrong now, especially at his age group. But yeah, he was basically a natural disaster. I can throw in allegedly, but there's a lot of reports out there that whatever he did, whatever he touched, and his kind of attitude and the way he is, pompous and entitled and everything like that. It comes with sadly, it appears that it's passed down a generation too, because the ginger head one is exactly the same. I don't know if it's an asper allergy that they catch. Maybe Andrew sneezed. Well, Harry walked past and he got it too. I don't know. It would appear that it starts from a very young age. You've got Rocket SpaceX here. I mean, this just reminds me of all these teddy bears all lined up on the bed. And, Sarah trying to literally rocket her kids or the girls into, the paparazzi because, she definitely likes to, how can I say it, be a star herself. Trying allegedly, but she's always out there. Cyber attack, cyclone damage, returns to normal. Okay. Evidence of scandal and tsunami rising water. Well, we've definitely got the train wreck happening anyway, or the disaster wreckage. I think things are going to come out when it's to do with PD, and it's going to be a whirlwind, absolute whirlwind. There's going to be damage, absolute damage. It's going to be probably leaked onto the internet, or maybe there's evidence that someone has hacked yet again. Now, they'll have to be careful if they have done that because of the cyber attack and what the gingerhead one is, going through or just done. But at the end of the day, returns to normal is what they're hoping for. This is what the York family is hoping for. They just want to get back to normal. We'll define normal in that little bubble, and you'll find that there's evidence of a scandal everywhere. And there's all these bots. There's all bots. There's all evidence all around them, as well as photos. Lots and lots of emotions as well. I think it's a very emotional family. I think they go all up in the air and very, very fiery tempers. So that's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen, especially when there's evidence of a scandal, because we have the cards here and there's lots and lots of proof here in the background. You've got changes are coming. Okay, good. Downgraded, good. New rules, policies, laws. Spreading, mutating, and pandemic health crisis. Well, there you go. These cards are hot, definitely hot. It's like what I was saying right up the top. When basically when William gets in, they're going to be of no consequence, and they're going to fall down that ladder so fast that we won't even see the tops of their heads. It looks like that there's going to be some sort of new rules and new policies coming in once William takes over, and down that ladder they go. There's going to be a change coming, and this is your emotional, this is your tsunami effect, the rising waters. Waters are always to do with emotions when you're reading sort of things like tarot. That's the kind of energies that you get from, or I get that from these cards when these kind of things come up. The spreading mutation and the pandemic health crisis. I would say that there's going to be something, a matter here when it comes to the health side of things. Again, I don't like to emphasize on just, with Charles. but Andy's not getting any older. Fergie's already had health crisis anyway. It's something that is generic. It's something that's actually been basically spread through the family. Now, whether it's on the late Queen side or whether it's come from Fergie's side, I'm not too sure, but it would appear that something's going to happen, and that will also give William a chance to, put these people further down the ladder, like literally not exist. So that is really, really interesting. I think it's only a matter of time. It is a little bit of deep dive, so this isn't happening immediately, but then nor is Diddy's case either. I mean, I don't think that's even going to get started until May, and that's if they're still on time. Anything is happening. Anything is possible. When it comes to the British royal family, yes, we've got evidence of, the gruesome twosome, the disaster tourists themselves. Yes, the cards have already said that they're both involved. And as for Andrew, I'm getting, because of the amount of females that have come out on this side of things, I'm getting more the ginger-haired one that's not Harry. We're talking the Yorks here, and of course, yeah, it looks like one here is going to definitely be downgraded as well. So without speculating, but also looking at evidence and knowing just how much association she has done, where there's had to obviously be sides in the British royal family. I would say there's a good chance that it's probably Eugenie as well, but I will say allegedly, even though this one does look a little bit like Beatrice. I couldn't find any information, and I'm not getting that at all. I am getting more that it was from the girl side. I think Andrew's in enough trouble as it is, despite the fact that why not? He's already got the association with the other two monsters. Why would Diddy not be involved with Andrew? Great question, isn't it? So I think we've just got to wait and see. But yeah. So the prediction and where the York family is going to go, well, they're going to keep going down that list. That's what's going to happen, and it's definitely going to happen because of all the scandals when William comes in. Absolutely. But they will say it's a health thing. They will come through and say that it was, whether it's, I would say it's probably Sarah here, and they'll just slowly drift away. Okay, so on that note, please like, share and subscribe, and let me know what you think. See you again soon. Bye.
Still go.